Welcome to the Wally Show Freecast. We're a really big fan of the show. This is Isabella.
See, we don't have an age limit or a height limit on who can do the intros to our shows. There's Isabella. That's Edwin's daughter. Edwin's done an open for us as well, and stepped up even bigger and sent us bagels from New York.
Yes.
Incredible.
The man.
I did guilt him into those.
You did. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Why do you feel bad? You're eating bagels today. Thank me.
But he overnighted 15 pounds of bagels.
That's the kind of guy he is.
That's so far above and beyond.
He's good people. That's what people from Brooklyn do. He got them from the bagel factory in Brooklyn, and they are all kind of good. So, Edwin, good sir, thank you. I didn't notice any cream cheese, but whatever. I'm not going to. No, I'm kidding.
Seriously?
I'm kidding. I don't like cream cheese. I put butter on mine. So I'm just kidding. But no, that was extremely cool
So
of him.
good.
Yeah, when my daughter, if she ends up moving to New York, I'm going to have to make sure that Edwin looks in on her and helps take care of her. She's going to need a guardian angel there that knows where a good bagel shop is. So, Edwin, thank you so much. Thank you for being a potty. And we're going to do a little podcast for you. It's a little different here because we are in our pledge drive right now, so it's not the same. And thank you, though, to the people that have supported WayFM through wayfm.com to keep this podcast even going, because that's, what we do every day is the radio show.
Yeah, we have a couple potties to thank. Abigail and Matthew, thank you so much. And then we got an email from a different Matthew that saying, I'm a loyal potty and I had a question about giving. I'd like to give a designated donation to WayFM, but I'd like it to be specifically designated to Cinco de Betty. Is this possible?
Yeah, I got that same email and I emailed him back, no, because if they fund Cinco de Betty, they will kill me. Like right now, the lack of money is keeping me alive. So no, you cannot fund Cinco de Betty only. So nice try, Ace. But I appreciate that. Thank you again to everybody that listens to this show on a daily basis. We'll get to some of the stuff right now that we would have gotten to if we weren't doing Pledge Drive. What do you got there, Burker?
First of all, another debate last night. So, of course, we have audio of Donald Trump throwing some insults.
Don't worry about it, little Marco. I will.
All right, well, let's hear it, Big Don. Donald.
Don't worry about it, Don't worry about it, little Marco.
Gentlemen.
He kept calling Marco Rubio Little Marco.
Oh, my goodness. Where was the debate? Was it on a playground?
That's what a lot of people were saying, because it was just that all night. And it's funny because Ted Cruz actually called Donald Trump out on and kind of treated him like a kid for the insults he was throwing.
4 times in a presidential race.
It's a minor civil case.
Donald, learn not to interrupt.
There are many,
it's not
many civil
complicated.
cases.
Count to 10, Donald. Count to 10. Count to 10. Let me point out.
Not what you say in the op-ed. That is not what you said in the op-ed.
Donald, please, I know it's hard not to interrupt.
But it's not what you said in the op-ed.
Breathe.
Lion Ted.
Breathe.
Lion Ted. I don't like Ted Cruz personally. Like, even when he's trying to go after Donald, he comes off annoying to me personally. But like, it was funny to hear Rubio, because he goes, little Marco, and he's like, well, Big Don. Oh wait, that's not an insult. Nuts, because Rubio had him good the other night. Rubio was like mixing it up with him, and I think kind of winning the exchanges. But then he's like, little. Okay, what's the opposite of little? Big. But then I'm going to call you Big Donald. Oh, that doesn't sound good. And so he lost that exchange totally on that one.
But the debate was just full of that last night, so it continues to be entertaining as we're in this presidential season.
Can I just say how upset I am that all the debates are on cable only? Because for the cord cutters and cable cutters, it takes so much work to try to find a way to stream it, and you can never watch. It's so frustrating. I feel like I've been disenfranchised.
You should actually, because you don't have cable, lose your right to vote. Personally, that's how I think. If you don't have cable where you can see sound bites and decide who you're going to vote for like that, then you should not be allowed to vote.
Oh, so you watched last night?
No, I said the sound bites, like that, like where you see 30-second clips of
I
the
can
thing.
see sound bites. That's easy to find.
Yeah.
You can see sound bites?
I want to. Yes, thank you. I can. You can, because it's video. Thank you. Little Becca.
Big Zach nuts. You have bested me again, sir. I mean, like, I get that. Like, I can't imagine cutting the cable to my house. Like, I just can't. It's like such a part of my life. And so, like, I don't understand that. Like, why you would do that in the first place.
Because it's expensive.
I know, but it's worth it. You write it off on your taxes.
There's not that field in TurboTax. I've looked.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get an account.
So now I got to pay for cable and an account.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great plan.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you about it. Well, I'm I'm not going to watch it, so I can't even tell you about it. I just like the highlights. I watch the highlights back, which really the person that should not be allowed to vote in this room is probably me. Yeah, me, then Becca, because she's young, and then Zach. Like, that's the order it should go in.
Because I'm a landowner.
Yeah, exactly. I would be the first to tell you that I probably should not be the one to vote, because I get swayed very easily in these things by whoever's the funniest. And so I'm like, oh, that was really funny. I like that guy. If Kasich would just be funny, he'd probably get my vote. But Rubio right now has got the funny. And so, like, Rubio, mine might go to Rubio, man.
You really are all or nothing on things, though.
Yes.
It's like one little thing bugs. Well, you can fire me if you want, whatever.
I know. I'm all in.
You know you already missed the chance to vote, right?
On the primaries,
Yes.
yeah. I know.
You already gave that right away.
I don't get a second shot?
No, weird.
Weird. All right. Well, I guess I hope that I hope I get a chance to actually vote for a good presidential candidate then, because I will do that. But, oh, boy. All right, so what else is going on in the world, Burker?
Tiger Woods opened a new golf course in Texas yesterday, and this is a golf course that's meant to be, families playing together. But the very first golfer to take the tee was an 11-year-old, and he got a hole in one.
I saw this.
It was great.
How magical is that? That's a moment that kid will always remember. And what a great story to open your new golf course. I bet it's like a magnetic ball, and they had like a giant super magnet in the cup so that was going to happen.
Like, go to your home.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a merry-go-round happy, up and down and around and around.
If they had that technology, though, they would have given it to Tiger, too. It took him 3 strokes to get to the hole.
Did it really?
Yes.
Oh,
and
that's
it was
awesome.
only 86 yards away.
Oh.
It wasn't even a real par 3.
Oh, that was basically just bigger than a putting green.
It was a kiddie course.
Oh, my goodness. He's playing putt-putt.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I'm pretty sure that's correct. I was half listening to the news thing.
How awesome would it be to be that kid to go, I beat Tiger on a hole, though? Like you're the king, man, at that point.
You shouldn't even go to hole 2 at that point. Just drop the club, walk away.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
That's pretty impressive, though. We tried to get Tiger Woods one time. I used to work for Radio Disney back in the day, and they had just opened up a brand new putt-putt golf course in near Disney, like in their hotel area, and we wanted so badly to have him come out and do a putt-putt round with a winner, and he was just too big at the time. Like, we should have caught him post-divorce and all that stuff. We might could have caught him on it now, but back then he was just so unattainable.
Because didn't he live in Orlando?
Yeah, I think he had a house there.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a couple places like Shaq had a house, and I think he and Shaq lived in the same complex where the only way you could get to it was through the front gates, or you could get to their houses by boat, which I did one day. We had a flotilla of people and stormed Shaq's house when he was leaving the Orlando Magic to go play for L.A., and we got in all kind of trouble. It was funny. Anyway, a whole nother story.
Got in trouble. It was funny.
Whole nother life. Made the paper.
As far as kids living at home after they graduate high school, like most parents are like, oh, I don't want that day to come. And one mother was so sick of it that she charged her son $29,000 for living at home. Now, he was in college, so part of that was tuition, but she charged him for cable, gas, food, health insurance, and then a special $1,000 fee for being a jerk and not appreciative of your mother's support financially or otherwise.
Oh my goodness, that is awesome. I get it. I'm having to have those conversations with my daughter who's 17 and getting ready to go to college, and trying to give her like some idea, because she's had a pretty cush life. Like, she didn't grow up the way I grew up, and I wanted her to have a better life. I grew up working, like I would work summers when I was 8 years old with my dad, and it was like what I always did in construction, and I grew up working. Anything I wanted, I had to work for it. And so I wanted her to have a little bit better life than I had. I think most parents want that. But then there's a point at which you've given them too cushy of a life, and you have to jar them a little bit and go, hey, guess what? You're ready to go to the real world. And so she had to learn exactly what things cost, because I don't think she had an idea of just how much college was, and how it's not just this money tree you pull off of. No, if you want to go to this certain college, it's going to be a hardship on your mom and I. We're going to have to make changes in the way we live just so you can go to college and then pay for this for a few years after you're out of college. And so I'm like, you're going to be responsible for part of this. And she's like, what? Like, it was like, hey, we didn't talk about it. What? And so I'm like, yeah, you will be responsible for part of your student loan. You'll be responsible for working during the summers when you're not in school and earning as much as you can for your meal plan. And because if she goes to the school in New York she got into, there's no meal plan. You have to just eat and survive. So she's going to get well acquainted with ramen.
Haley, if you're listening, this is how you fix that. You say, Dad, I hear you. I think I'm going to skip school and just get married right out of high school.
Yeah.
And we'll move into the basement.
Yeah, I could see her trying that nonsense too. She watches way too many Hallmark movies.
Because you have them on.
I know that I should cut my cable right there. Now I see why you did it. That's ingenious, Zach. You've avoided a whole nother mess of problems by just doing that alone. So there you go. You got anything else, or are we good?
I have one more quick one if you want it.
Give it to me. I know I want it. Yes.
It's one of those separated at birth stories, which I always think are so bizarre.
I'm really excited about that. It's Friday.
His two sisters who were adopted into different families at birth, they just found each other. The crazy part is, though, that the older one taught the younger one in college back in 85, and they've been living 20 minutes apart from each other.
What?
Yeah.
And they're siblings?
They're siblings.
That's one of those weird stories where how did that even happen, you know?
Yeah.
And then their lives intersected like that. That's crazy. And then how did they find out that they were siblings?
They had a mutual friend on Facebook, like just this bizarre thing. They went looking for each other and connected that way. And
it is crazy how many people find someone that they know or a loved one through Facebook. Like, Facebook has been responsible for a bunch of these kind of stories, like people putting the dots to connecting the dots, after they meet somebody and you have mutual friends and stuff. That's kind of a cool thing that Facebook has done, other than let you share pictures of your food. Like, that's been exciting as well.
Yeah, they should block all pictures of food.
Yes.
That's offensive.
I know. I think I've taken a few of those when it's funny or appropriate, but some people are just those foodies. And they like snap pictures of their burger. Like, okay, that's not necessary. Unless, of course, it's that bacon garlic burger, butter garlic burger at Steak and Shake. I think we talked about that on the podcast one day. I'm so hungry right now. I can't stand it. I either need to go get a bagel from Edwin. Thank you again, sir. Or go to Steak and Shake right now because I'm starving. And I think with that, we are going to end the podcast. So, again, thank you very much for being a potty and for listening to this nonsense every day. And also for the ones of you that, are going that extra step and supporting this station and this show at wayfm.com through our pledge drive, we cannot thank you enough.